Well, welcome back, everybody, to our online program. And we've been talking about these curious things that keep popping up in the media. Despite the fact that we've got 40 or 50 years of pretty good research on the nature of addiction and recovery, these sort of odd little things keep happening. So, one of the curious ones that's fairly recent is that we discovered that at the Canada-US border, border guards from the United States are asking Canadian tourists if they've ever smoked marijuana. And if they say yes, then they get barred from entering the United States, which is really kind of curious because so far we've had 3 presidents of the United States admitting to smoking marijuana, and the Prime Minister of Canada, not to mention all the other politicians. So it gets kind of curious about why the U.S. Border Agency would actually believe that if someone ever smoked marijuana, that would constitute as their mission, which is to deter, detect, and prevent threats to the nation. So another like a really strange idea that someone who admits to ever smoking marijuana would somehow constitute this great threat to the nation, even though the leaders of both nations have admitted to smoking it. So another really curious thing that I find out, and it's not the only one. There's a really famous case that happened beginning in 1998. There was a special UN assembly held on the drug problem throughout the world. And a letter was sent to Kofi Annan, who was then the UN Secretary General. And this letter basically explained that not only was the war on drugs lost, it no longer had a moral foundation. And it was signed by sort of a who's who, 500 signatures on it from scientists, leading politicians, police chiefs. And this letter had no impact whatsoever on it. And in fact, the UN sort of confirmed its stance of a drug-free world and put all these enforcement things into power. And they were going to create this drug-free world by the year 2008. Well, in 2003, they did sort of the midterm review to see how well their plan was working, and quickly discovered that drug use had increased, had it all, as well as HIV and all the infections that can accompany the drug use. So it was a complete disaster, top to bottom. Didn't even faze the UN, and they just kept going. So it's not that our modern sort of craziness didn't exist before. It's actually been going on for a long while. But again, all these odd things keep popping up in the public, like the Canadian or the border agency, denying entry to someone who might have, smoked a joint in college or something. Even though, as I said, both the Prime Minister and the President of the United States have both admitted to this, right? So all these curious things going on in the field. Anyway, that's it for this topic, and we'll be back next time with a new one.